Hi, everybody. I'm Ali Sweeney. I'm a mindfulness coach and meditation guide. Welcome to Mindful Mondays. We are so happy to have you here. And hello to everybody out there on YouTube. It's good to have you as well. It is November. So today we are talking about gratitude because it's just a great time to bring it in. And if you're willing to pop it into the chat, just something that you, as we talk about gratitude, what are you grateful for this morning? What could you pop in there? Are you grateful for someone in your life? Are you grateful for your job this morning? Are you grateful for a cup of coffee, Halloween candy? Just put it in there. What in the chat? What are you grateful for? I'm really grateful for Fuel, that they help us do Mindful Mondays and that we get to do this every week. And for all of you for showing up. So, mhm. It looks like there's some gratitude for the leaves on the East Coast are finally changing. They were late this year, I think. I know we have this one gorgeous maple tree in our yard that just turned red, and so we are loving that. We're popping in the chat if you're just joining in. We're popping into the chat things that you're grateful for. Oh, good health, absolutely. Oh, yes, these bodies, man, they work so hard for us. Good friends and family. Fantastic. Thank you for putting that in. And I am gonna, as we start to talk about gratitude today and how we're going to kind of use gratitude in our lives, I'm launching a poll. Hopefully, it's popping up on your screen. Let me know if it's not. And what I want to know is how often do you feel gratitude? Right? Are you there several times a day? Is it maybe every day? Is it more like a weekly thing for you? Or really, is it like, ooh, you really kind of have to bring it in. You really have to think about it. So pop those in and see. We've got a lot of people who are really into gratitude. That's fun. Several times a day, maybe a little bit more weekly for some in the chat, a little bit more daily. Yeah, I know for me that I try to do 5 things that I'm grateful for every day. And so we're going to talk about that today because what I noticed over the weekend, I have kids. So I was out on Halloween on Friday night, and I'm going to end that poll for us. There we go. I think we got it. I was out Halloweening. I was out trick-or-treating on Friday night. And what I noticed is there are all these little kids in our neighborhood. And they would walk up and they're like 3 years old. They can barely say trick or treat. And they get the candy and their parents say, "What do you say? Can you say thank you?" And the poll is still showing up for me. I don't know if you can help me here, but there we go. I think we've got the poll finished. Anyway, my point is that their parents were teaching them the politeness of gratitude, right? That this is what you say when someone gives you something. You say thank you. And that's a beautiful sentiment. But today, what I want to do is try to move from some of that performative gratitude to the gratitude that lives in the heart so that we can really connect to this web of support and the meaning and just the really the gratitude of our lives, that we really are grateful to be alive. So I want you to just think about, hopefully today, this is going to be a bit interactive. So I usually start with grab a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil so that you can be capturing some of what we're talking about today. So grab that if you don't have it and be thinking about the times when you say thank you automatically, right? Because we've been taught to do that without really feeling it. And I want you to just notice the difference between what that kind of performative gratitude feels like versus the gratitude that is from the heart. So we're moving from this gratitude that might be in the mind or more of a routine and a habit than anything that's actually felt, and moving into the feeling of gratitude. So when I asked you to start out in the chat with what are you grateful for, I can feel that you are feeling into those. So connect with one of those, right? Whether you said it was family or friends or health, and just let yourself feel that in the core of your body, how it feels to be grateful for that aspect, that thing, that person in your life. And what I want to do is start by doing a meditation that expands on that. So now you've got a little taste of it, and we're going to keep going with it. So when you're ready, I want you to put down your paper, your pencil, whatever you're thinking about, your to-do list, and close your eyes. Find your breath, find your body. And maybe just take a moment to notice where your mind is, where your brain is. This isn't a trick question up there on the top of your head. And then maybe follow a line of energy down through your throat and to your heart. Really noticing where your heart is this morning. And then follow another line of energy to deep in your belly. And bring your attention to deep in your belly and see if you can get a big belly breath right into the bottom of your belly. And just noticing what's here for you in this body this morning. Does it feel relaxed? Does it feel tense? And see if you can bring a sense of ease from the top of your head through your heart to the bottom of your belly. Now, into the center of your heart, I want you to think about someone or something you're pulled to, that you feel so incredibly grateful for that gift in your life. And see if you can expand that feeling from the space that it holds right now. See if it can grow a little bit bigger with your attention. And notice what gratitude feels like in your heart. See if you can name it. Does it feel warm? Does it feel soft? Does it just feel tingly good? And now I want you to do it one more time. Think of something else, someone else that you are so grateful for in this life, something that is a gift to you. Notice if it's the same or different, this feeling of gratitude. And see if your mind wants to wander and take you to something else, or if you can sit in gratitude a little bit longer. You're doing fantastic. Try this one more time. This might be a little more challenging, but I believe in you. See if you can find gratitude for yourself in this life, the gift that you are to this world, to the people around you. Let it feel the same. Feel into that gratitude right in the core of your body, connecting your heart and your mind and your belly. Just take a notice of what it feels like in your body now, having just paused for a few minutes in gratitude. Are you relaxed? Are you tense? Just do a quick body scan of what it feels like to be in your body. And when you've got that noticed, open your eyes, stretch your body, come on back. And as you come on back, what I want to tell you about is why this matters. Excuse me. Gratitude actually activates our parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and restore part of your system. So your heart rate often slows slightly, your breathing can deepen, your body relaxes, which is why gratitude can feel so stabilizing. So I don't know if you noticed that by the end of our very quick meditation, that your system really did start to relax. So, and HeartMath is this institute that researches all kinds of this information, and they have shown that genuine feelings of appreciation create a coherence between your heart and your brain and your nervous system. And that rhythm, that connection can create a calm and clarity that actually makes it easier to make decisions, to have more clarity, to open up to possibilities. And that's why so many people suggest a gratitude exercise, right? They want you to be feeling into gratitude every day because it is this beautiful mental reframe. If you are stuck in a spin of thought, if you're caught in a feedback loop of worry, if you find that your system is in fight or flight, that this is a really powerful way to quickly bring yourself back to the rest and repose. So that's why so many people suggest it. And my take on today is that it's really powerful if we let it come from the heart. If we keep it as a mental to-do list and don't really connect with what we're thinking for, like the kids and the candy, then we really don't get the benefit of it. And the benefit of gratitude is stability in disguise. So anytime you're in one of your thought feedback loops, or, I call it like a carousel of thought, when you're just spinning, 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 or you find yourself so busy that you don't even know where to pause, that gratitude is a really easy, simple way to bring that stability right back. And then you have all these other opportunities to use your energy to create what you're trying to create. So it makes you more efficient and more effective in what you were trying to do. So in your journal or on your piece of paper, I want you to be thinking about where in your life you could bring, or where stability or being centered would be really helpful to you. So let's say you have a meeting and it's with someone who always triggers you, and you have this meeting every Tuesday afternoon. That's the kind of thing that I want you writing down, so that after that meeting, it would be incredible if you started a habit of checking in with gratitude. And you don't have to be grateful for the meeting. Like, you don't have to take it that far, but you could connect with what are you grateful for and bring yourself back out of that trigger and into rest and repose so that you don't waste the energy in the fight or flight from the trigger. So I want you to think about just for a few moments, are there times in your day that are more stressful than others? And or are there triggers that you know of that happen regularly that you could place gratitude either before or after those experiences to be able to bring yourself back? So consider writing those down. What are those moments that can happen? And then as you've got those, we're gonna do another exercise. So I'm just gonna give you a moment to think about those times in your day when you could use gratitude from the heart, just like we did. You can even, we probably spent maybe 5 minutes in meditation this morning, but you could do it in 3 breaths. It can be that quickly. So you would, if you wanted to do it that fast, you would just breathe in gratitude and feel it expand and connect with it in your chest and let it anchor you into the moment. So you're just really bringing in that feeling. Uh, I'm hoping like gratitude for me just feels really warm. It feels really good, like this incredible tingle that happens throughout my body. So remind yourself of that too. Like, what did it feel like for you when we were in meditation? And can you bring that feeling back? Okay. So, assuming that you've got some of those ideas for how you can use this in your day, I want to move into another exercise. And for this, grab your paper, your utensil, and I want you to think about a time that you felt really successful or you felt really proud. Something went just the way it was supposed to go. And I want you to connect to the gratitude for that moment. Who was there? What supported you? What were the parts of this that just helped you be the best that you possibly could be? And just take a minute or so to journal that down, really feeling into that moment of where you felt so good. Capturing the gratitude of this incredible moment in your life. And then, if you're willing to share in the chat, capturing one word or phrase for that gratitude. There's something that kind of captures the feeling of that for you. Yeah, freeing. Does feel freeing. Absolutely. Okay, so as you share those, we're going to move into the other side of this reflection. Ooh, here's another one in the chat. Rushing flow of abundance and joy. Gratitude is that powerful. If we allow ourselves to move from just the surface bit of gratitude, the like thank you that we don't really mean, to this beautiful essence that's inside our hearts. So, as we move into the second part of this exercise, I wanted to tell you a little story. I managed to get fired from a volunteer job once. No, it was absolutely ridiculous. How does someone get fired from a volunteer job? And I was super embarrassed. I was really upset. It's very triggered. And it turned out to be one of the best moments in my life. And so that's what we're going to do next is I want you to journal to think about a time that didn't go as planned, a disappointment, a loss, a failure, and just let yourself feel into that for a moment. Of course, this will be a little bit more uncomfortable than the successful side. So just feel into that just for a moment. And then I want you to consider, is gratitude for this situation possible? Is there something that you could look at, a perspective that you could take on that situation that was a lesson or something positive that came out of the experience? Just noticing if it happens to be a situation where gratitude is possible. You don't have to be grateful for the hard thing. So, like in my case, I don't have to be grateful I got fired from a volunteer job. But I am grateful that it led me to teaching my own classes, which is what happened. It taught me more about myself and about the power and the skills that I have as a result. So the idea here is a little bit deeper than the gratitude of where we're successful, right? Because that gratitude comes a little easier. This gratitude is playing off the idea that if that life happens for you in every moment, even in the hard moments, even in the triggers, it's happening for you. It's not happening to you. So, what about this situation could you be grateful for? So, just take another moment to see if there's anything else that you can add on that. See if you can notice a lesson, a silver lining. Some reconnection to your purpose. It's what often happens in those negative, challenging experiences. Okay. So feel free to share in the chat anything you noticed about that. What I notice when I'm able to bring myself to that space is power. That there is incredible power in noticing that life is happening for us. That's actually an empowering stance that helps us create. So somebody just wrote in the chat they were going to write power. Perfect. I agree that it is. It's when we notice that life is happening for us, regardless of what is happening, there is something so empowering about that. So, as we're almost out of time. And what I want to encourage you to do is that there is a universal truth that what we give, we receive. And what I would love for you to do is think about that person who was a part of your success reflection or somebody who you're truly grateful for. And as a little homework, I want you to consider telling them, writing them a note, an email, a text, telling them to their face, even. That would be amazing. Just what a difference they have made in your life. And even if you decide not to send it, I want you to consider writing it, right? Like putting this down on paper, how you have been supported, because it helps us remember that we're not alone, that we do have incredible supports in this life, and that's that's something that we can do for each other, is share that. And what we give, we receive. So as you put that out into the universe, it will come back to you. And let me tell you, it feels so good to get those notices from other people. And I also want you to consider that who on your teams could use more noticing, who could deserve more appreciation. And could you bring some sort of team ritual into your work for around gratitude? Could there be something that you include daily or weekly that wouldn't be trite because that gets old, but that you could authentically connect with your team around gratitude? Now, we are going to be doing gratitude all month on Mindful Mondays. Danielle will be here next week, and then I will be here the week after that. And my topic will really be about how we let, when that gratitude comes back to us, how we let that in. Because so many of us go, oh, it was no big deal. And really, you are a big deal. So I want you to consider bringing your teams to that, whether your team is your family or the team that you work with or your friends. Bring them to Mindful Mondays so that you can have that support. I am going to include all of my information in the chat. If gratitude is something that you find challenging, if being grateful for this life or knowing even what you want to be grateful for in this life is something that you find really difficult to do, I want you to book a session with me because we can take this deeper. That is what I do, is I help you go to the depths so that we can come through the other side and really create and live a life that you love. So I encourage you to check out that information. If I can be helpful to you, I would love to be. So Sin's writing in the chat, amazing session. Gratitude is so easy. I can't even take credit for this session. I am grateful for all of you. If you have any questions, pop them into the chat. But really what I want you to do as we head out is really feel into that heart space one more time and just give yourself that gift of gratitude and just noticing how different it actually creates your inner world and your outer world to really help stop that spin, because it's everywhere in our world is spin. So we need these tips to be able to go, oh, I don't actually have to live in that spin. I can live in gratitude. So thank you all for being here. Thank you. Huge thank yous to Fuel for making Mindful Monday a habit for all of us. And we'll see you back here next time. Thanks everybody for